very heavy rain, and we're looking like we're seeing some very strong winds just to the north of Louisville that will shortly be moving into Oktibbeha County.
We're going to have to watch that little line right there because there could be some additional circulations that spin on up within that, and just one of those things that we're going to have to watch this all play out here. But right now, just a severe thunderstorm warning. Let me turn this lightning off here. There are some interesting little features embedded within that. You can see one right there near Sturgis. So not to say that that's going to turn into a tornado or anything like that, but these are the kind of things that we just will monitor here. And we can clean things up and put on our shear rate. And this really cleans it up. So we have pockets, again, near Maben, where it looked a bit squirrely there from your radar image that you just showed there, Jacob, and this is our storm relative velocity. Again, we're getting, if nothing else, a little bit of twisting going on right there again. So going over the same spots, and this little wavy little line of storms, it's a solid line, but it's not a straight shot here. And we've got these little bows bending back and forth, and sometimes we'll get these spin-up tornadoes here. All right, meteorologist Jacob Dickey on the phone. What do you have to report, Jacob?
Hey, Keith, we are in Maben right now. We have not seen a lot of activity from emergency crews, but one actually just went past us, an ambulance heading north, and so we are continuing to watch things. Still, there's damage reports coming in from the Mathiston area. We've got some spots on the east side. Overall, the damage doesn't look significant. I think what we're going to do is move off to the east now, head towards Oktibbeha County, and keep our eyes on that storm there, and continue to monitor it. So other than that, seems like Mathiston may have missed the worst of it just barely to the east, but still we're doing some field survey here and checking things out even over into the Maben area. So reporting here near Maben and Mathiston, I'm meteorologist Jacob Dickey. We're going to be heading to Starkville here soon. I'll send it back to you.
And you can see, folks watching here on television, that it is pouring where Jacob is at right now. And we have blinding rain. We have a big pocket of rain. It is moving into Starkville right now. As we pull up Viper full screen, you can see we've lost some focus there with our MDOT camera there in Starkville, but we have this big batch of rain coming on in as we switch on over the Viper real quick. Okay, so we're getting a new tornado warning for northeast Winston for, Alex, you called it with that low circulation center, and that's coming out. So we're going to stay with severe weather coverage here on WCBI as we're getting that new circulation right there. So for folks back in our news department expecting our show at 9 or at 10, that's not going to happen at this point because we're going to stay with this past 10 o'clock. We've got our MDOT camera in Starkville, vivid lightning, and we've got this new tornado warning, Alex, and you can zoom on in and go ahead and talk about that right now.
Yeah, this is just right along Highway 25. Again, this is in far northern Winston County. This is going to very quickly become not a Winston County issue.
And this does include Starkville now. This warning does include Starkville.
Does include Starkville, does include Mississippi State. And I'm going to say right now, it's Super Bulldog weekend. There's a lot of folks out there in hotels, in campers. And I'm going to say right now, if you're in one of those campers on campus, that is not going to be a safe place. So if you're watching us right now, listening to us in the radio on campus at Mississippi State, and you're one of those campers, something like that, you're going to want to need to go ahead right now, give yourself plenty of time here, start looking for buildings on campus that you can get into.
1020 Starkville.
So about 1020. So you've got about 20 minutes here. You need to find a building you can get into. Either go somewhere within the city that you know is open, a site-built structure, or go get into a building on campus that's a site-built structure you can get into and get into an interior room or closet.
We have a debris signature.
All right, so it's down.
There it is, right there.
And that's going to be approaching Craig Springs. So Highway 25 is right here. This is north of Highway 25, approaching Craig Springs. The circulation is near McKenzie Road. This is going to be moving towards Craig Springs Road here in the next couple of minutes. Silver Ridge Road. This is going to cross Highway 25, or at least come right up to it near Craig Springs. Keaton Tower Road, Cedar Grove Road, Ennis Road, John Starr Road. You need to be getting in your safe place right now. This thing is on the way. That's your debris signature right there. And again, that's matching up really good. There's your circulation. And there's your debris signature. So it's up on it. That is, we can say with confidence, that's a tornado doing damage approaching Craig Springs. And as we said, ultimately, if this holds together, this would approach Heritage Colony, Country Meadows, and then Starkville.
It's going right up 25.
Yeah, this is going to go pretty much right up 25 up to about Country Meadows, and then again 25 takes that northward turn, and then this will approach Starkville. Don't know if it'll stay on the ground that long. For the most part tonight, they haven't stayed in the ground long, but we've seen them spin up quickly. So even if it lifts, it could touch right back down in Starkville. So again, as I was saying, this is sort of some unusual situation where we've got a lot of folks in Starkville that aren't necessarily normally there, but man, that is quite the debris signature.
The tornado warning for Chickasaw County has been allowed to expire, has been canceled, so we don't have to worry about that. You're now in the clear. We are going to be concentrating on this Oktibbeha County and Winston County storm. So
Yeah.
yes, there's been a lot of people in Starkville today. Big weekend. We had the Arts Fest that was canceled today because of the morning showers and storms, and now we're tracking, as expected today, a big batch of storms with tornado potential, and here it is. It's moving on in right now. We've got a very good light show with this. You can see how it's flashing up here in Winston and Oktibbeha counties now. And unfortunately, the circulation is too far away for us to see it via any sky cam. But I will tell you that embedded within that mass of rain here that you can see in Louisville is a possible tornado that could still be on the ground. We have debris being detected on radar, so something has occurred there. And we are going to continue to watch it here. So let's go back on in. If you're just tuning on in, expecting WCBI News at 10, I'm Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson, alongside with the entire weather team, Jacob Riley, Alex Puckett, Jacob Dickey in the field. We have a confirmed, or at least radar-confirmed, tornado situation for the storm in southwestern parts of Oktibbeha County. Let's go back to it's basically at Craig Springs right now and Highway 25. We got meteorologist Jacob Dickey on the phone. Go ahead.
Hey, Keith, the National Weather Service right now is talking about this tornado and really thinking it's a fairly sizable tornado. I want to say this. You will not see the tornado. I think you can see on my live stream right now. The rain is pouring in buckets ahead of this. So it's something that will not be seen. There will be a lot of rain surrounding it. The radar is one of our best tools at this time of year, at this time of day, determine where that tornado is. So we're going to stay back from this and wait, and I really hope that this tornado does not stay on the ground, but of course we're continuing to watch it here. Heading east on Highway 82 is where we are now, and we're sliding into Oktibbeha County here past the Covered K Arena. So I'm going to send it back to you to talk about this, because this is a fairly serious situation for the city of Starkville. Keith?
Okay, Jacob, but yeah, it's moving pretty quick to the northeast, about 40. We're tracking this at Craig Springs now, and in Starkville by 10:20, 10:21, so less than 20 minutes. Alex.
I just want to add, again, this may end up being a little bit different situation than some of the other tornadoes we have seen. I want to read the Weather Service warning text verbatim here. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over Craig Springs, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. Okay, so the Weather Service believes this thing may be causing considerable damage in Craig Springs. This is moving north and east. Country Meadows, Heritage Colony, Starkville. That's what we're talking about at this point. And again, we've been talking about Starkville, Keith. We don't want to forget about these small communities. We're not forgetting about you, but understand that we've got a lot of folks in Starkville who are from out of town. They're in hotels, they're in campers, they're in somebody's apartment, staying for the weekend. It's a big weekend there. We want folks to understand what's coming their way and what you need to do. If you're watching us in a camper, you've got to find a site-built structure. That's not safe. Same goes for mobile homes. Same basic thing. That's not tied down the ground. It's not going to be a safe place. If you're watching us in a dorm or apartment, we need you to get down to the lowest floor in an interior room or closet, bathroom, something like that. If you're in a dorm room at Mississippi State, your RAs should be able to get you in a tornado-safe place. If you're watching us in an apartment, you need to get down to the lowest floor. Second, third, fourth floor apartment, no good. You've got to get down to the lowest floor. So find one of your first floor neighbors and get in with them. Interior bathrooms, closets are usually going to be that room you want to be in. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Best place to be is a basement storm shelter. If you have access to that, that's where you need to go. If not, lowest floor of whatever building you're in an interior room, with the exception, of course, being mobile homes and campers. Those are not going to be safe no matter where you are in those. So get in a safe place, get in a site-built structure as this thing comes in.
And
Keith, as you said, you got about 15 minutes. to
Yeah,
Starkville.
15 minutes or less here. Weather Service saying the TDS tornado debris going up to about 10,000 feet here. So debris has been lifted. We showed you that video from Jacob earlier with that tree. Debris getting lifted in the atmosphere. The higher it goes, the thinking is that the stronger the tornado is. And when we can see it go to a certain level, we think that there could be a more considerable tornado situation that is developing or has developed. And again, right near Craig Springs is the item of interest here in 25. So this is a big deal right now. We have a tornado warning until 10:45. Starkville, you need to be in your safe zone right now. We're still getting this debris being detected in the lowest levels right here. Let's see here.
It's still a pretty considerable debris signature. The
Yeah,
circulation,
there's a new scan right there.
circulation doesn't quite look as impressive, but we've still got a significant debris signature there. And in fact, I think it ramped back up with the latest scan. So with that in mind, again, we still think this thing is on the ground north and east of Craig Springs along Highway 25. Next communities in the path, Longview, Country Meadows, Heritage Colony, and then ultimately Starkville proper. If you're watching us along Highway 25, Ennis Road, Longview Road, Carter Road, ultimately over towards Poorhouse Road, we want you in your safe place right now. Again, we have confirmation that there's a tornado down doing damage north and east of Craig Springs. So we need you in your tornado safe place for this one. And again, as we have mentioned, we had a couple of spin-up tornadoes earlier tonight. This looks a little more substantial than that. Based on what we're seeing on radar, we think this may be causing more significant damage in southern Oktibbeha County. So again, we're going to keep harping on this. And we may be repeating ourselves a little bit, but we want to make sure everybody gets this. Deerfield, Heritage Colony, Longview, Starkville. We need you in your safe place right now because this thing is headed your way. And again, we want to give the folks in Starkville as much heads up as we can because we know there's a lot of folks from out of town who may not immediately know where they need to go.
And the other thing, too, is that this thing is wrapped in rain.
Yeah.
I mean, there is rain blowing into Starkville right now. I think I'm looking over there at that DOT cam on Viper, and it looks like the camera's bobbing up and down there real quick. And Jake, were you going to chime in real quick? Yeah, let's bring
A lot
up.
of winds whipping around there, pulling up Viper. If you'll go ahead and pull up Viper, we have our MDOT cam right now, and that's where we're seeing those cameras begin to shake as some of these stronger winds are moving into Starkville, and that's what you're taking a look at right now, Keith.
This is Starkville. This is out ahead of that tornadic circulation. So it's windy, it's wet, lightning all over the place, and then within this is going to be that circulation that Alex has up there on his screen. I have on my screen too. So heads up, Starkville. You just need to be in your safe zone right now.
Keith, and again, too, we see some people on the roads there. You need to be off of the road right now. You need to be getting into a sturdy building, seeking shelter, because this tornado, again, the National Weather Service chat that Alex Puckett read off earlier, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. That is dangerous. This is a very dangerous situation. This is causing damage in Oktibbeha County. The track of the storm does bring it into Starkville and in the Mississippi State area. So if you are at Mississippi State University, anywhere in the city of Starkville, you need to be in your safe place now. Get into a hallway, the most interior room of your hallway, interior room of your home. Have something to protect your head with as well. Just get in there and stay in there as long as you can. This warning does not expire. And for the next 36 minutes, so until at least 10:45, you've got to stay in your safe place. We are looking at a very dangerous storm here moving into the Starkville area.
And we are still looking at the circulation just to the west of Highway 25. I'm going to freeze frame this here. And it is south of Longview Road by, let's just do a little measurement here. You know where you're at here. So southwest of Longview Road, paralleling Highway 25 by about 3 miles here. And this is rain wrap perhaps. You probably won't be able to see it. It is moving at a quick speed, and there is our debris signature still there.
Yeah, and Keith, I was going to say that the circulation may not look quite as impressive necessarily as when we started, but that debris signature, one of the things we look for to see if we think a tornado might have lifted, the debris signature keeps matching up with it as it moves northeast. We are still highly confident at this point that this is still a tornado doing considerable damage in Oktibbeha County. This is approaching the communities of Longview, Heritage Colony, and Deerfield right now, and this is approaching Starkville. So Starkville, you've got about 5 to 10 minutes before this thing is on you. And again, we don't want to scare anybody in this situation. Being scared isn't going to help you in this situation, but I do want to make clear, this is a life-threatening situation for the folks in Deerfield, Heritage Colony, Longview, Colonial Hills, and Starkville, including Mississippi State University. Take this thing seriously, okay? We have very strong indication based on radar here that this is a tornado doing considerable damage moving towards Starkville. So we need you in your safe place right now if you're watching us in Starkville. And again, there's a lot of folks there who are from out of town, so you've got to get into your safe place now. You've got about 5 to 10 minutes to do that. So
yeah, we've been consistently tracking this about 10:20 in the Starkville area, so it's basically there now. You need to be prepared. It's coming into town right now if it's still there. And just be forewarned here that we have confirmation a tornado could still be on the ground. It has been on the ground at some point. It has lifted damage or debris up to at least 10,000 feet. In some instances, it's a significant type situation, and it is moving into Starkville proper right now. So safe zone, basement, what have you, you need to be in that place right now. So Starkville 1021, Blackjack 1027, Bel Air Estates by 1030. These areas in and around Starkville, that's where we have it right now. I do want to show you real quick where we did pop our tornado debris track near Craig Springs earlier. We haven't seen this yet today. That's further evidence that this was significant, or a little bit more significant in nature as we've gone throughout the last couple of minutes, Alex.
yeah, I've just pulled up here the camera at Mississippi State University. This is at the junction. I was actually there earlier today. I spent a few minutes over at the spring game. There's still people on the road right now. That's Stone Boulevard, and it looks like you can see some taillights there. We need folks off the roadways right now. If you are in Starkville, you do not need to be on the roads. So you need to go ahead and get in a site-built structure. You know, if you're driving along Highway 12 right now, Highway 82, there's a lot of places to get off the road. Go find a business that's still open and go hunker down for the next 20 minutes or so until this thing gets northeast of you. We'll keep an eye on this camera and see if we continue to get updates. It looks like we're still pretty good right now based on the timestamp I've got on that. And again, it's not the most high-resolution camera. We just sort of get snapshots every once in a while. But if we lose that camera, that would be an indication that we would have lost power there at campus. So right now we still have power. But again, the tornado is still off to the south and west of Starkville. And again, we still think it may be there. I'll say this, based on the latest couple of scans, it doesn't look as impressive, but we've still got the debris signature. And at this point, again, we want to play this really, really safe. And we still need you in your tornado safe place. Deerfield, Colonial Hills, Starkville, Heritage Colony. This looks to be lifting north and east of Longview now. But we need you in your safe place if you're in Starkville right now. There's a lot of folks. I know some folks personally who are in town. They don't live here, but they're in town for Super Bulldog weekend. And again, if you happen to know somebody here in Starkville that's from out of town and you don't think they are paying attention to weather, give them a phone call. Let them know this is on the way and that they need to get in a safe place right now. Again, we got the new radar scan. We'll keep looking at this. The circulation doesn't look as impressive, and we're going to sort of run this back in time. But you notice that this signature continues to push north and east. It hasn't changed direction. So far, over the course of this event so far, as tornadoes have lifted, these debris signatures have sort of stopped moving and sort of moved more to the west. That's not happening right now. So we're still treating this like this is still a tornado approaching Deerfield, Starkville, Colonial Hills, Heritage Colony. So get in your safe place right now if you are in basically Starkville proper. This is going to be, if it's down, it's going to be approaching Poorhouse Road right now. So if you're watching us along there, We need you in your safe place.
And the storm is cycling around a little bit. We still have that debris signature. If you live in this area, if you have some debris falling out of the sky or you see something interesting happening, go and tag us on Facebook or on Instagram and Twitter. Email us at weather@wcbi.com, facebook.com/weather, WCBI Weather. We're streaming there live also on WCBI.com/live. And I just want to show you that there's another little batch of some stronger wind up here south of Pontotoc in parts of Pontotoc County where we're monitoring. So just stay tuned. We have more circulations. Jacob?
Hey Keith, the latest update here on this tornado warning headed towards in Oktibbeha County. It still has the observed tag there. It was located near Longview, still heading off to the northeast at 35 miles an hour. It's coming into Starkville within the next few minutes.
All right, you just need to be forewarned here in Starkville. Let's just ride it out just fine. It's wet, it is breezy, it is storming, and we'll get through this here. Meteorologist Jacob Dickey, we see his feed right there. Go ahead and take it away.
Hey, Keith, we just turned from eastbound on 82, and now we're looking southbound on 25. We're going to stop up here, and the reason for that, we want to be out of an abundance of caution as far away from this potential tornado as possible that we've been seeing on radar. I do want to mention a couple of things from the field that we've noticed. One, our news crews have said that so far there's been no reports of damage in Chickasaw County. That was the text I got from Riley Livingston via the emergency manager there. Also, Winston County deputies are on their way to the north end of the county to look for damage where that supposed tornado first touched down. In addition, I just saw underneath the bridge, folks are parking their cars under there. And if you're listening to me on the radio, that is one of the worst places that you can be in a vehicle under a bridge during a tornado warning. What we're going to do is sit here, and I've got a clear shot to the west if I need to get out there, playing it safe, but watching and seeing if anything happens to pass in front of us. And, of course, if there's any more damage reports that we get, we'll be heading there first thing to try and get some more of that imagery to the viewers here on TV. Reporting on the northwest side of Starkville, looking south at this potential circulation, I'm meteorologist Jacob Dickey. We'll send it back to you.
Jacob, thank you very much. It looks like any problem from this point forward is going to be coming out of this area that has been passing through the Heritage Colony part of the Starkville area, lifting to the northeast. And this is basically passing over Poorhouse Road right now towards Blackjack. So the circulation could be skirting just to the southeast of the city of Starkville. Just bring it back to me full screen if you could real quick here. And there we go. So there's what could be what's left of the circulation drifting back to the northeast right here. There's downtown Starkville, so keep in mind Mississippi State University is right here, and this is passing basically right near it. And too close for comfort right now. We've had a history of what seems to be some debris lifted with this. This is the tornado warning that we have in place, and you can see the shear rate is maximized right here in southeastern parts of the city of Starkville right now near Mississippi State University. Tornado warning continues until 10:45. Getting reports from Joy Barnes that Oktibbeha County deputies are driving around combing for some damage, I do believe, to see what's been going on out there. Nothing to report at this time. We'll keep you updated on that to see what gets ferreted out from the storm that's been moving on through. So this storm is lifting to the northeast at about 35, 40 miles per hour. Here's what you see. Did we lose that Starkville DOT cam? Okay, they're all down? Okay, so Starkville DOT cams are down. We know it's wet. Jacob, go ahead.
I just wanted to provide a quick little bit of information. I know we have a lot of people from the area who their children go to Mississippi State University. I have received word that all of the residence halls there on campus have evacuated to the lowest floor of the residence hall, and they are all actively seeking shelter on campus. So I just wanted to provide you with that quick update there, Keith.
That's good news right there. That's where you need to be in your tornado safe place when this is happening. So we have the updated scan, and we're still getting this right here, basically coming into the southeastern part of Mississippi State University's campus.
Yeah, that's going right for campus, Keith.
Campus is right here. There's the tornado. Right here, campus. There's the tornado, possible tornado. So, and for reference, there's US 82 and Clayton Village.
And Keith, I'm keeping an eye on the junction camera over on the campus of Mississippi State University. That's Stone Boulevard back there. We're still seeing cars driving by there. You have got to get off the roads and get into a building now.
So there's Stone Boulevard, there's our circulation.
Yeah, this thing is coming right at you. And again, with that kind of a circulation, we expect that more times than not, you've probably got something down there. We don't have confirmation, but it could be down.
The circulation's looking fairly organized at this point.
Yeah, so please, if you are on the campus of Mississippi State University, now is the time. If you haven't yet, you have got to get in a tornado-safe place right now. Lowest floor, interior room of a site-built structure, because this thing's heading right at you.
And Jacob Dickey is there in Starkville right now. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, Keith, we are now crossing 389 and heading to the east on 82. At all indications, it looks like there very well may be a tornado on the ground in South Farms on Mississippi State. That will carry it off to the east. That'll be down Blackjack Road. That'll be down Off Talk Road. It'll be over into the east side of town where the new Shell station is, in that general area. We may very well, from our vantage point, see power flashes at any moment if this tornado is in fact down. So I want you guys to keep the shot and keep me on standby. And if we see that there, of course, we'll jump back in as we move out to the east here. Again, just passing 389, that goes north out of Starkville, moving east slowly as we're watching for potentially some power flashes from what may be a tornado now on the southeast side of Starkville. Keith?
Really ramping on up. So we'll keep Jacob feed up there, and you can see the circulation behind Alex right there. This is our shear rate. So southeast Starkville, Oktok Road, basically right here. Clayton Village is here. The Shell station.
We've got a confirmed tornado, Keith.
Okay,
Debris signature.
There it is.
Right on Stone Boulevard. Right on Stone Boulevard on the southeast side of town. So we now have a confirmed tornado. And I'm going to go ahead and try and pop that junction camera back up and see if we still got it. We do still have it. This is the view from the junction at Mississippi State. Stone Boulevard is right there. So we'll see if we keep power here. This camera doesn't point high enough. I don't think that we'd ever see anything, and we don't get enough updates. We still have power on campus, but we need you to be in a safe place on campus. There's a tornado very close to campus on the east side of Starkville. So we need you in your safe place. That's the MDOT camera at the east side of the
campus. It's right there at the university entrance there on 182.
Yes, at Research Park Boulevard.
Okay, so it's frozen up a little bit. We'll go back out of that. But dangerous situation in Starkville. East Starkville right now, MSU, potential tornado moving through campus right now. So that is the current state of affairs. And you can see that debris signature that Alex was just mentioning. We still have power on at the university. That's certainly good news. But this thing is tracking to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. There's our circulation center is basically moving near Clayton Village on the east side of Starkville.
That the tornado is confirmed on the ground. It's currently coming up Oktok Road and Blackjack Road, just on the south side there of campus. So this is coming up Blackjack Road. There are some of the more populated student housing facilities there, Helix Campus Trails. I hope you are in your safe place right now. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground, and it's headed right through Mississippi State University campus.
Yeah, it is moving through right now, and it is moving to the northeast at 35. So those of you on the east side of Starkville right now, you need to be in your safe zone. There's our updated scan right there. And we still have this tight couplet near those communities, Blackjack Road, Oktok Road, moving towards Highway 82. And there she is. The university is right here. And then that circulation is basically just off campus, or has been moving through the southeastern part of campus. We do not know. Alex, you've been tracking that debris signature too. It's still there, and you've got the camera pulled up there. So we got meteorologist Jacob Dickey on the storm cell. You can see that in that third box right there.
This is about to cross Blackjack. It's crossing Blackjack now. There are a lot of apartments out here.
A lot of apartments.
A lot of apartments out here. This is going to continue to cross Highway 82 near the intersection with Old Highway 82. This will continue to move north and east, and ultimately, if you're watching us, no warning yet, but keep in mind, if you're watching us in the far southern corner of Clay County over towards Tibby, far western corner of Lowndes County towards Mayhew, this is going to be moving in that general direction. No warning yet, but just keep in mind that's going to be the path of this thing as it moves northeast. But again, this is going to stay, it looks like, based on the debris signature, based on the circulation we've been seeing, south and east of the Cotton District, over towards Blackjack Road on that side of things. And again, we're going to continue to watch the cameras here. We'll watch Jacob's feed there. I'll pull the junction camera back up. Again, at this point, and as of last check, we still had power there, at least on that part of campus. That Skycam is looking back towards the junction, and we've lost it.
And
Well, I think we got it back.
Okay.
So we do have it. I'm sorry, we just sort of slow to pull up that source. So we still got power there. That's over towards the football stadium.
I just want to let everybody know, like that storm track right here takes it up towards West Point if it does hold together by 10:49. So that would take it into Clay County. But right now, it is just scooting on through MSU is this particular situation. Jacob.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, I have some friends that live at Campus Trails there in Starkville, and they just sent me a text that power is out at Campus Trails, and I kind of want to reiterate there on campus, most of the buildings and most of the areas there do have generators, so if the power does go out, it may not be out for that long. Some of the power will come back on to some of those buildings there on campus, but it is at least being ported out for portions of Campus Trail at this moment, and I'm sure we'll continue to get those reports as we continue throughout the next couple of minutes, Keith.
And we're getting the BTI value on this of 7.6, which is fairly high, very high actually, when we look at tornado potential. So consider that for what it's worth. And that is, again, with this particular storm cell lifting to the northeast of MSU's campus right now at about 35 miles per hour. So this is a dangerous situation. We are looking at a rain-wrapped situation in all of that rain is that circulation center. We can see that with our radar. Thankfully, we can use the radar beam to detect what actually is going on within these things. But right now, we are still tracking this signature there. And Alex, you've got the debris signature right there on your screen.
Yeah, and this is crossing Highway 82 probably right about now. And this is going to be, for those of you familiar with where you are in Starkville, there's a brand new gas station over there and a new a Walmart shopping center on the east side of town. This just crossed 82 right next to it. That's where that is, and that's continuing to push off to the east. So that camera view that you pulled that we didn't have, it sort of froze up, Research Park Boulevard is right there. So that's where that camera was. That's where the tornado passed. This came very close to campus. Again, it may have skirted just barely to the east. We don't know. But again, this obviously is impacting some spots where there's a lot of student housing, things like that. Jacob Dickey is out in the field. You see his live feed there. He's on the phone. Jacob, what are you seeing right now?
Hey, Alex, we are coming in on the east side of Starkville now here at the 182 exit where that new Shell is, that new Shell station, new Sprint Mart that they're building there, the old Shell station. And kind of watching here, that tornado is going to be in front of us at this point, moving away from us. So we're in a safe spot. We feel very confident about that, seeing the winds at the surface here. We may very well have some power flashes, but the rain is so thick, it is hard to tell. I do have no power, though, here at the that Shell station that's off to my right in some spots. So it's likely heading through Clayton Village now as it continues to move off to the north and east, likely in front of us here. So still watching the situation now. It is rain wrapped. It will be hard to see. We just cannot adequately pinpoint here on the ground where it is as we look at it here. So we're staying back and safe. But again, I want to say this is a situation that folks in eastern Oktibbeha County, Hickory Grove Road exit, need to consider their tornado safe shelters right now, as well as off eventually to the northeastern part of the county south of Old West Point Road. So we're going to sit here, kind of watch things, keep our eyes on it, and we'll leave our shot up for you guys. And I think we're going to head into town to see if there's any damage that we can find. So reporting out here in East Starkville, I'm meteorologist Jacob Dickey. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Jacob. And I want to just mention real quick, we have a new tornado warning. This is for Pontotoc County and Union County now. There's a circulation with this storm near Pontotoc. This is Doppler radar indicated. I do want to just talk about this real quick. And this is actually lifting to the north at about 45 miles per hour. So it's near Pontotoc and Nixon out here in Pontotoc County. It is moving to the north at 45 miles per hour. I'm going to do a storm track on that right here. And that's going to get it close to New Albany by 10:50. Again, another tornado warning for this big mass of activity. Pontotoc, Nixon, Oak Hill lifting north, New Albany perhaps by 10:50. Doppler radar indicated we are going to continue monitoring this. We are not seeing a debris signature at this
Keith,
point.
we got a tornado warning for Clay County.
Okay, we have, is that the extension?
That's the extension.
Okay, so we have this situation we're dealing with in Pontotoc. Alex is mentioning that they are extending the tornado warning into Clay County for the Oktibbeha County storm.
Yep, that goes until 11 p.m. That's going to include Tibby, West Point. This is basically going to be for the boot of Clay County here. We don't need anybody traveling on Highway 45 alternate from Mayhew into Monroe County. And again, obviously we don't want folks traveling on 82 either. We're continuing to watch this storm that's in northeastern Oktibbeha County. It has crossed Highway 82. There's your circulation there. Not as impressive as it was, but this thing has a history of producing tornadoes, including it looks like it produced a tornado in Starkville. And this is continuing to lift north and east. This is going to be heading ultimately towards West Point. Right now, this is basically on Old West Point Road, Osborne Road, approaching Muldrow Road, Rock Hill Road, and approaching Muldrow here in the next few minutes. And ultimately, it's going to be approaching West Point. So if you're watching us in West Point, we need you to get in your tornado safe place right now. Let's send it over to Jacob Riley. You've got some new information for us.
Hey there, Alex. Yeah, monitoring the chat here, there have been a few reports of a spotted tornado that moved just to the east of campus there. And we've had a couple of reports of that come in. We are double checking just to confirm those with you, but they have been reported in our the chat that there was a tornado that passed just on the east side of campus in Starkville just a few moments ago.
All right, thanks, Jacob. And we have that we're following. We've got the tornado warning in Pontotoc and Union counties we're following. Good news here to report on this. It looks like that circulation has broadened out a little bit. We don't have any debris signature here. And from a wind speed perspective, yes, we're still getting some pockets of some wind up here, some wind damage possible in and around Pontotoc and points north, but we're not getting, as of right now, that classic couplet going on. But we will continue to monitor this tornado warning situation up here for you in Pontotoc and Union counties. Again, by 10:50, we may get that to get close to New Albany. These are lifting to the north. And once again, much like the Oktibbeha County storms, whatever circulation is in this is wrapped in a lot of rain, and you will not be able to see anything until it's on your doorstep. All right, meteorologist Jacob Dickey is live there in Starkville. He's reporting, you can see there in the video, car in a ditch there in Starkville. Flashes going on, blinding rain. We are continuing to see exactly what's been going on in Oktibbeha County. I did see a report from Joey Barnes of some confirmed damage in parts of Winston County. Jacob's on the phone. Go ahead and take it away real quick.
Hey, Keith, we're about a mile to the west of the Hickory Grove exit. There is a car in the ditch here. I would be inclined to believe that either the car hydroplaned or perhaps the strong winds carried it off to the left. So another reason why being on the road during a tornado warning is not a great idea. One way or another, the storm is pretty dangerous. I will say, too, when I drove past the 182 and 82 exit where that new gas station's going in at on the east side of town, there may have been some small debris on the road. It was very hard to see. I'm going to circle back and take a look and see if we can confirm that. It also looks like there may have been some off to the right side of the road, but with all of this rain, it is hard to see. In fact, we got Highway Patrol coming up here right now, likely responding to this scene here. So emergency crews over the next 15 minutes or so are really going to be letting us know a lot of information about what's going on and whatnot. And, of course, once we find those damage reports, we will get back to you. I will say this. If you are in Starkville and your power is on and everything's okay, go ahead and just stay home for us. Let's let the emergency crews get out first and find out if there is damage and where that damage is, and just stay out of their way. That's a great thing to do. We're very respectful. We've got a lot of great resources and folks here in Starkville Emergency Operations Center that are letting us know things. So We're going to keep out here in the field checking out things. Of course, there's still active tornado warnings, so I wanted to send it back to you, but it looks like we may be seeing some small indications of damage here on Highway 82. Reporting in East Starkville near Clayton Village, I'm meteorologist Jacob Dickey. We'll send it back to the studio.
Thanks, Jacob. That circulation center, what's left of it, is actually going right into West Point, like right now. So if you're in West Point, if you're concerned about a tornado, which let's just hope you are, you need to be in your safe zone and your basement, your storm shelters, interior rooms away from windows. Now, having said that, the circulation is not as tight as what we had near Starkville earlier, but we still have the potential here near Osborne and Muldrow right there. So that is the circulation. The extension on that, as Alex mentioned just a few minutes ago, the warning goes until 11 o'clock. Joey Barnes reporting that there's some Tibaha County damage near Craig Springs Road, close to Highway 25. That's where we saw some of that debris being lofted. The sheriff is out checking things out. Some confirmed damage in Winston County, Highway 25 and Peterson Circle. So it looks like this thing did touch down somewhere in northeastern Winston, southwestern Tibaha, and tracked to the northeast through parts of southeast Starkville, the MSU campus, and now it's exiting Tibaha County and getting up here to the West Point area. So that's what we have going right now as far as the warning for this particular storm. You can see right on the Clay County line this enhanced area of green southwest of West Point. That's where we could see some enhanced fast-moving wind, some wind damage potential with that. And we also have the storm up here near Pontotoc in Union counties. This is for a Doppler radar indicated storm that is showing more signs of wind damage here just southeast of New Albany, and I-22 lifting to the north. So we will continue to watch this, but you notice we're now getting that little feature right there. We got green, we've got red together. All right, so that's a little tight circulation, or at least tighter than what we've had, and that is moving right over the interstate right now. So that's another little feature we will be monitoring here, in addition to some other squirreliness down there near Enville. But right now, just southeast of New Albany, that could be another one of these quick spin-ups that we could have at any given second here, Alex.
Yeah, by the way, Kendall, back in the back there, see if you can pull up on the Viper computer one of the MDOT cameras in New Albany, if we have that. That'll be sort of close to that circulation there that's going to be approaching I-22. Again, this is, we're looking here at the storm that's pushing out of Tibaha County into Clay County right now. If you're watching us in West Point, we want you in your safe place. At a minimum, we've got some strong straight line winds here, and this is a storm with a history of producing damaging tornadoes back towards Craig Springs and in Starkville. Does not necessarily appear like it's dropping a tornado at the moment, but it could. It could wrap right back up. We've seen these things cycle up and down all night. So if you're watching us in West Point, we want you in your tornado safe place. Treat this thing like it's on the ground, because by the time it makes it to West Point, it could be. It's going to be on you in West Point here in the next couple of minutes.
On a positive note, the Tibaha County tornado warning has expired, so we don't have to worry about that in Tibaha County anymore. But we are still watching these squirrely circulations, and this one up here near New Albany, is that camera up there over on Viper? Okay. Let me go ahead and bring up Viper real quick on my end. You can see vivid lightning here. This is I-22 near New Albany, and fast-moving wind, blinding rain, vivid lightning. This is the scene across a good chunk of North Mississippi. You see meteorologist Jacob Dickey driving around Starkville, blinding rain, you can't see a thing. And you would expect to see nothing in this kind of environment. We have a little bit of lightning flashing out there to at least illuminate something, so we can see something if it were to develop. I do want to track this one little couplet here to the northeast a little bit, about 30 miles per hour, just north of New Albany. So you need to be in your safe zone here if you live in New Albany or points east. Downstream, Cotton Plant by 1101, and the Bluff community by 1102. That is in southern part of Tippah County. So heads up here. Doppler radar indicated damaging wind potential and maybe a tornado with that particular cell just to the southeast of downtown New Albany. A lot of stuff happening tonight. It is 10:38. You're watching WCBI Live severe weather coverage. Meteorologist Jacob Riley here in the studio. Let's go to you for an update.
Hey there, Keith. I just wanted to let you know we are getting a few pictures on Twitter. I'm trying to get those pulled up real quick, and they're showing trees down in Starkville on Blackjack Road. So I just wanted to let you know we are starting to see some of those damage reports come in from Starkville, Mississippi, from that tornado that moved through earlier. I'm trying to get those pictures loaded, but I have it on my phone. I can't access that to you right now.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get it pulled up on Twitter here on the iPad. Once I do that, I'll get you to send it back over to me and show you some of the damage that we've seen come in so far.
All right, we'll go to a quad cam view with our Alpha Insurance camera network. Vernon, Tupelo, Columbus, Louisville here. Not too much happening in Vernon just yet. You will get your storms here shortly, but it's raining in Tupelo, Columbus. We're waiting the storm. It's been storming in Louisville. So that is the current view here with our camera network. Let's go back over to our radar and show you what's happening here as of right now. We have a current situation now where a good chunk of our area remains under a tornado watch until 3 a.m. But we are looking at the back edge of what looks to be perhaps, fingers crossed here, the end of the severe weather threat stretching from near Calhoun City down to Eupora to just east of Kosciuszko. It looks like the worst of the weather may be contained with these embedded supercell structures in this line of broken storms here. Behind that second wave there, we may see nothing severe going forward. So we still have a good half of our viewing area under storms right now, and half of you could still see some severe weather before this night is done. We are thinking maybe a few more hours here to get all of this out of here sometime after midnight. And right now we have a whole host of severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings to our south. We've got our severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings here, and we will continue to go in and inspect the situation. West Point, you're under the gun right now. We've got if nothing else, some fast-moving wind coming in to West Point. You can see over the last 15 minutes, that's the Oktibbeha County storm. We've got some circulation wrapping on up in that. So the storm is rotating, it would appear. Whether or not we'll produce another tornado, we just do not know at this point. But if you live in West Point, areas north of West Point, northern Clay County, you need to be in your tornado safe zone at this point. So that is storm number 1. This tornado warning will continue for Clay County until 11 o'clock. The tornado warning for Oktibbeha County has been dropped, so that's good news. The storm has exited. Let's go back up to the Union County storm. It looks like, by the way, the Pontotoc part of this is basically wrapping on up near as we can tell. It is the Union County part of this that we're most concerned about. A couple of different features. One, possible circulation there near Baker, maybe another one down there southwest of Reese, right here, right along the interstate. And that is moving to the northeast. This whole batch is lifting to the north-northeast. So locations northeast of New Albany, you need to be in your tornado safe zone too. That would include areas along Highway 348, Highway 30 right there. There's New Haven, Concord, Parks, areas north and east of Beacon Hill, north of I-22. So these locations are, generally speaking, rain-wrapped right now. So if there's anything happening in there, we will not be able to see it. You can see a lot of lightning popping on up here, so there's plenty of lightning, but we just cannot see within this. Jacob, do you have those pictures?
Yeah, I have a picture coming up here from Blackjack Road. We'll go ahead and pull that source up here on the iPad. This coming in for Christopher Pipkin, who is a student at Mississippi State University. He said this tree is down right by Aspen Heights. There have been reports of power out through the area, but he's here in his car on the road, and you can see that tree blocking the road. So I feel like this is the pattern that we will continue to see across the area tonight. I would advise you, please don't get out there on the road. If trees have fallen, they've likely knocked over power lines. Officials haven't gotten out there to make sure those aren't active right now. So we don't want you out there risking your life trying to get a picture of the storm, but we do appreciate them if you can get them from a safe distance. But again, Keith, this is coming in, a tree down on Blackjack Road here, right next to Aspen Heights there in Starkville.
All right, Jacob, thank you very much. And that's a sign of what has been happening out there this evening, and we will go in and comb for more reports. If you do have reports, do so in a safe manner. If you see something, be safe first and foremost, but we'd love to see what's been happening out there. So go ahead and send them our way if you can. We would appreciate it so much if you could do so with our social media feeds, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at WCBI, weather at WCBI.com. So, or WCBI News too, Facebook and Twitter, what have you. We just would love to see the reports come on in. We've got our news crews out there. We are monitoring things. Jacob is out in the phone or out in the field. What do you have?
Hey, Keith, we are on Bardwell Road. It's east of Aston Heights. I can actually, if I turn the camera to the right, you might see some of the lights off in the distance from Aston Heights. It looks like the lights are still on there, and I can see vehicles driving around. Bardwell Road is blocked because of this tree that is down here on it, and of course we had that damage to along Blackjack Road, the trees down. As far as structural damage, I may have seen some sheet metal earlier, but I couldn't confirm that. It was really dark where I was. I will also say this, on Old Mayhew Road and even on Bardwell Road behind me, there is a lot of water on the roadways of this area too, and it is flowing very quickly. So that's another thing to consider here in this area. So again, right here at Bardwell Road, there's a tree down. We're looking between the trees and looking back towards Aston Heights. It's hard to see anything. Of course, our news crews are reaching out to the Oktibbeha County Emergency Management. We also just got a report that came in of windows out that were blown out at the Chadwick Apartments. That came in from our news via the Oktibbeha County EMA director, and that's on East Lee Street, from what it sounds like here. So again, looking at some damage starting to trickle in from the east side of Starkville.